Hello and welcome. Today we are going to go ahead and take a look at the Voyager. So the Voyager is the next ship in my cruiser series, and that means that this is a Class B ship that has no restrictions on starship design. So expect it to be a late game tricked out fighting machine. Now, most of my cruisers I design more as military ships from the start, where their basically sole purpose is to go out and blow things up. The Voyager is an exception to that. Instead of being a military ship through and through, it is very much designed more as an exploration ship. So you can still definitely go ahead and take this out to tangle with anyone who happens to cross your sights. But if you want to go and hit up a few points of interest, or you want to go off exploring to see what you can find in the great unknown, this ship has you covered. So, I do have my standard 500 or more fuel, and at least the 2,000 cargo. For everything else, let's go ahead, hop on in, and take a tour. So, first things first, we do have that front entry tile landing bay. And entering here leads us to what I like to call the working floor. So we are immediately entering into the armory, as is my preference. And then also right here we have our docking access. So this hab here is the one way in and out of your entire ship. Straight ahead you can see we have our infirmary in case anybody happens to be injured in your voyages. And then off to the sides we have a 2x2 cargo hold that leads into the Nova Galactic 2x1 Science Hab. So we've got so far two research stations and two pharmaceutical labs. Also, amusingly enough, there is a galley right here in case you need to make yourself some food, and a bathroom right over here, so you don't need to go upstairs to find a bathroom. Next, actually, I wonder, is there a galley in here too? Seems like all Nova Habs have a galley for some reason. Anyways, on the other side, we have another 2x2 cargo hold hab, again with the bathroom in case you need it. But then on this side, we have the Dymos 2x1 workshop. So this gives us another research lab, as well as our industrial workbench and our weapon and spacesuit workbenches. So effectively, you can go ahead and land on a planet, and anything that you'd possibly need to do, um, whether that's outposts or going through and checking out some points of interest, literally anything, you can get it all done without needing to go up a single flight of ladder, or stairs. So next, let's go up, and I've got two levels up. I'm going to go up two first, and then I will come back down to the main level. So going up two, we have a 3x1 Dymos Engineering Bay B. This is kind of the more electronically focused one. And we've got this massive generator here to keep all of our systems running. Coming down, there we go, into our companionway. Over here, we have the Stroud 2x2 Battle Stations hab. This could be literally any hab that you want. That is a 2x2, but I just decided to go ahead and put the battle stations here. And then on the other side, we have the 2x2, and this one is the Hope Tech Computer Core. So while you are out searching, if you need to go ahead and run any simulations or any analysis, you have all the computing hardware you could possibly need right here. Next, we have the door leading forwards. Now, if I were to rebuild this with the Place Stores Yourself mod, I would place the store right here instead, but you take what you can get. So this is leading us into our Nova Galactic 3x2 mess hall. So we've got bench seating for up to 16, small crew relaxation area, and then of course we have our galley. So we've got the cooking station right here, a secondary galley over here, plenty of countertop space for meal prep, and then plenty of storage space for both dry goods and cold goods. Moving forward, we have our bridge, and of course we are using the Ares bridge for maximum visibility. This is also one of my favorite bridges, but we've got plenty of viewing space for up, forward, and also down. So if anybody is coming up to our front entrance, we can keep an eye on it from the bridge. Next up, off the sides of the mess hall, we have a pair of cross passages. We come down this way first, and here we are entering into the Stroud 2x2 all-in-one. Not all-in-one, living quarters. Yes. And this is basically just a large crew relaxation area. And of course, we are not far from the mess hall, so we can go ahead and bring our coffee on over here if we so desire. Alternatively, right back here we have the first of our sleeping quarters with a Tayo all-in-one. Gives us 4 beds and a bathroom, as well as a small galley, so maybe you get your coffee from here instead. Moving forward from this, we enter into the Tayo 2x1 all-in-one, or 2x2 all-in-one. We have another 4 beds here, some cargo space, another galley and a bathroom. And then forward of this, we have the Stroud 2x1 all-in-one for another 4 beds. This is bringing us up to a total of 12. Crossing to the other side of the ship, we find ourselves in another Stroud 2x1 or 2x2 living quarters. Again, just a general relaxation area. On the back, we do have our captain's quarters, conveniently located so that way we can fairly easily get to the bridge. Coming forward, we find ourselves in the Nova Galactic 2x2 living quarters, which provides us with another 2 beds, a big TV, and over here we have our pool table. And then forward of that, we have our 2x1 Stroud all-in-one. So all in all, this ship boasts 19 beds, large relaxation areas for extended voyages, and everything that you could possibly need for exploring new planets or engaging in combat. Let's go ahead and step on out, and I will show you how this ship is built. Now, a couple notes here. This ship is making use of the ship flip glitch, so you will need to have that enabled in your settings. Second, this ship has 128 parts, which is also why there's less windows back here, or along the sides. But the consequences of that is the base game does have a ship parts limit of 130. I do have a mod that I'm using to increase the number of ships in my fleet that also just so happens to go ahead and increase that ship parts cap. That was not why I got the mod, but, I can go ahead and make use of it anyways. So you do not need mods to build this ship, but because of how many pieces are going into this, I am actually going to go ahead and make use of that mod by leaving this put together right over here and then building another variant right next to it. So let's go ahead and do that. So I am starting with the shipbed 200 landing bay. There we go. And then let's go over the HAB layout. So first off, I have the Deimos armory. This is leading us off into a Nova Galactic infirmary. On each side of this, I have the Stroud 2x2 cargo hull. These are even with the armory, so that way you don't end up with something silly like needing to snake through the cargo hull to get to the infirmary. Off the front, I have the Nova Galactic Science Lab. And then off the front on this side, I have the Deimos Workshop. And that is the base level of this ship. Next up, off the front of the infirmary, I'm going to go ahead and place a companionway. And then right off of that, I'm going to go ahead and grab that Nova Galactic mess hall. Then, on this side, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Stroud 2x2 battle stations. And on this side, I'm going to go ahead and grab that Hope Tech 2x2 computer core. All right. Let me drag this off to the side a little bit. Bring this back over here. All right. Now then, off the back of the mess hall, I'm going to go ahead and select the Nova Cross Passage. Next up, I'm going to go ahead right up here and grab the Deimos 3x1 Engineering Bay B. Push that forward one. Right over here, I will go ahead and grab myself a pair of Stroud 2x2 living quarters. Push that forward. And you can see here how I'm going ahead and restricting the flow of space because I cannot get out here without coming through the cross passages. And that's how I make it so I don't need to snake through like the battle station or the computer core to get out to these living quarters. Next up, back here, I'm going to go ahead and place a tile all-in-one top A. This does not have any side connections, so I can't snake through here. On the other side, I will grab another top A, and this one will be the captain's quarters. Then I'm going to come on over here to the tile all-in-one 2x2 mid. Place that right there. And then I'm going to come on up here for the Nova Galactic 2x2. And this will be the living quarters. And then finally, I'm going to grab the Stroud all-in-ones. All right. Next up, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to place my docker. And then off the front of the mess hall, I am going to go ahead and place my bridge. All right, so that is the halves all laid out. What's next? Well, let's go ahead, look at our reference, and we're going to go to the underside, and we're going to start filling out this stuff. Blah. I can talk today, I swear. So first off, on the side of the infirmary, I'm going to go ahead and grab my fuel tanks, and I've got the H40 Atlas HE3 tank. Then I have the Aurora 12G grav drive on the other side. Next up, You know what? Let me do this. Raise that up so I can stack them a bit closer. Alright, so you can see I have the 28T Defender Shield Generator also sticking off the back of this. So let's go ahead and grab that really quick. Alright, and then I will go ahead and flip in my Deimos bellies. And this is basically just covering this little area. Alright, next up I have my Dun 71 engines. And I have one off the back of each of the outside portions of the cargo hulls, and then the other two are on the outside edge next to my Taio 2x1 all top A's. Alright, there we go. Next up, let's go ahead and move forwards. So over here I have the 10T hauler cargo and then a 20T hauler cargo connected to these all-in-ones. So grab the 10T and then the 20T, and you'll notice that I have that on both sides. So let me go ahead and copy those. Forward of that, I do have the Pinpoint 4G landing gear. So let's come on over to the landing gear. And I have two of these Pinpoint 4Gs on each side. Then I have a Taio cowling flipped together with a Nova cowling. So what I'm going to do here is come on over to the Structural tab. And I'm going to grab that Nova cowling mid. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab the Taio cowling. Copy the Nova cowling off to the side, and then flip that into place. You can see I've got two mids and then the 4. And I'm going to take all of this and copy it on over to the other side of my ship. Next up, continuing to work on the bottom, on the outside I have a Skeg A, the 320CB landing gear, Skeg B, landing gear, Skeg B, Skeg A. So let's go ahead and repeat that. So come on up here to Deimos, and I've got the Skeg A, landing gear, Skeg B, landing gear, Skeg B, and Skeg A flipped to the reverse. And then I will copy all of that on over to the other side of the ship. Alright. Next up, let's see, what else are we needing to put on? Let's go ahead now and grab these Nova cowlings here. And these are just going to be connected right here to these science labs and workshops. And now that I've done that, let's now go ahead and place our Deimos braking engines on the fronts of that. Alright, so now that we've got all that in place, that should be the bottom side of this ship. So let's go ahead now and delete pieces that we have. Okay, yep. Alright, so you can see we've now basically deleted the bottom of the original ship. But you know, before I get too much further, let me come on over here and grab my colors into my palette. Alrighty, so we've got the bottom completed, and now we need to kind of go ahead and finish out this middle portion. So the big thing here is we do have the mag inertial reactor located right here behind this companionway. Then you can see that on the back sides of the tile, I have the Hope Tech nose cap bees. And then looking right here, I have the Deimos tail with a skeg underneath of it, attached to the back of this engineering bay. I will note another thing that you could put here if you want just a little bit more cargo would be to toss on a 100 cm ballast cargo hold, or, you know, maybe a shielded one. All right, and that is more or less that. So let's go ahead now and start filling out this top portion here. So you can see I've got a Deimos spine A, bunch of spine Bs, and then a spine E. This is going out along the line of this Dun 71 engine here. So let's go ahead and grab that spine E, the spine B, the spine A, and then copy along. And then I'm going to take all of this and copy it to the far side of the ship. And now that I've done that, let me go ahead and delete them from here. Bring that down a little bit so we've got the easier reference. All right. So let's now go ahead and come around here, and I'm going to go ahead and get the Nova cowlings located right here. I can just copy these ones, just like so. And then I will go ahead and slap these portholes up front. Why are you? Don't zoom in like that, please. All right. Next up, let's go ahead and I'm going to delete the Ares bridge, and then these pieces that we have already got. All right. All right, so we need another Deimos spine A right in front of the tail. Now, this is another place that I would extend it out further if I wasn't reaching the parts cap. And then let's go ahead and add in these Nova cowlings. So, coming down the length of this ship, I have the Nova cowling, and then the Nova cowling mid variation. And this is basically coming down until we hit the back of the Shroud living quarters. Copy that on over to the other side. And then right along here, I'm going to go ahead and stick some Deimos bumpers. All right. And now I can work on Actually, let me go ahead and grab this Nova Cali here, set it down, and then this is going to flip in to the Ares bridge. So now that I'm done with that, let me go ahead and delete some more pieces from here. All right, so what's next? Well, we can see that I have a nose B on the front of each of the sides of the mess hall. So let's go ahead and grab that. This does need to be flipped into place, but you don't really notice it clipping into the actual walkable portions of the bridge. It's just kind of clipping in a little bit right back here, where it's just structural pieces anyways. Let's go ahead and delete those now. And now we can see I have the Stroud nose cap B, and this is fitting in right here in front of the Nova Cross passage. Cap C, cap B, there we go. And then I put this here, and then I need to flip it, copy, and flip it. All right. Taking a look, all that we've got left now is we've got these cap A's, cap C's, and then the cap 2B. So let's go ahead and grab those cap 2B's. And these are placed right here, and they are completely covering that Nova Cross passage, so you can't really see it from the outside. Next, let's go ahead and grab the cap C's. Nope, I just want this cap C's, not the HAB 2. And place that right there. And then we'll go ahead and grab those cap A's. All right. So now that we've got that, we do need to flip a cap A into place over these Nova Cowlings. And then we're going to come on over to this side. And again, flip that into place over the Nova Cowlings. There we go. Alrighty. And that is the Voyager. So at this point, all that's left to do is paint the ship and put the weapons on. And I do want to note here that you can go ahead and use literally whatever weapons that you would like. However, I was doing some experimentation to see that if you get to the, what's it called? Level 60 with Starship Design Level 4, if you could go ahead and actually compete without using any Vanguard weaponry or any particle cannons. So, because of that, I loaded this ship out with lasers, ballistics, and missiles. Now, would this ship be better with particle beams? Yes. Just yes. Period. There's no real question there. But let's go ahead and put these on and see how it performs. So, let's go ahead. We're going to scroll on down to the Class B. And I'm using 4 of the RF Rapid Railguns. Anico? Yeah. Whatever these things are. So that is going to be my ballistic weapon to blast through armor. Would it be better for ballistics if these were Hellfire autocannons? Yes, but we'll try these. Next, the undersides of these Nova Cowlings. I'm going to go ahead and grab my... Dun, 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 dun. I was using the Dragon 251p UV pulse lasers. There was some question of going ahead and using the Rizas instead, but you'll note that this is doing a 28 damage and only 500 range versus 30 damage and 1000 range, um, with a very similar fire rate, and I can fit 4 of these instead of 3. Um, yeah, just looking at the other options, you can see effectively I ended up choosing this because I can fit 4 of them. Also, 1000 range is a lot better than 500. Alrighty, finally, on the underside right here, I went ahead and stuck on some missiles. And for these, I decided to go with the Hunter Mag 450s. I'm not sure if these are the best ones or not, but they seem silly enough. So let's go ahead and assign those weapons now. So I'm going to do the pulse lasers in 1, the railgun in 2, and the missiles in 3. At some point, it looks like I added in an extra component somewhere. And I have no idea where, so... Ah, that's it. Put in one too many Deimos spines. If you were following along exactly, well, you could leave that in, but now you are at exactly 130 parts. So let's paint the ship. And then we'll take her out for a spin. Alrighty. Alright. So power is assigned to all of our weapons, shields, and engines. Now let's go ahead and unassign power from our engines and pop on out here to Serpentis to see how well it performs. Again, we already know if you've watched any other videos that a particle beam loadout with like this could perform. But let's see about ballistics and missiles and lasers. Alrighty. The interior view and then the exterior view, whichever one is easy for you. A Prophecy 3. Honk. Alright. Well, when I stop and ram my opponents, it turns out that that doesn't go out very well for me. But I will note that these Hunter Mag missile launchers do come with 10 rounds. Really wish it said how large of a magazine these things had. Alright, so Prophecy 3 went down pretty easily. Though it is very different fighting in close range as opposed to my usual long range kiting. And he boosted. And apparently he did not have much hull. Alrighty. So against two ships, where I'm actually paying attention, didn't turn out too badly. So let's come on over here, and since there's no hostile activity in system for once, let's try hitting up another encounter or two. Looks like there's nothing coming out here, so I'm back over here. Oh, if you didn't catch what just happened there, I got a lucky shot that crit and killed the crew. So I could have boarded it, and there'd just be dead bodies on board. But rather than doing that, I just decided to blow it up. Alrighty. So one of the things that I've been doing here, that I don't normally take advantage of too much, is I am target locking these ships to attack them, and I just want to take a quick note as to why. When we come on over here, you can see the targeting control system skill. I do 20%, more damage to ships while in targeting mode, for at least two systems. The energy weapons skill increases damage and reduces cost in targeting mode. Ballistic ship um, will eventually deal more damage in targeting mode. And then the big one here is the missiles. Here have reduced cost in targeting mode as well. So effectively, I am just going ahead and being able to do more damage and also slowing things down while I'm in targeting mode. Additionally, the automated weapon system, I am what's it called? I can do I take less damage while I'm in targeting mode because I have at least two ranks of this. So that doesn't mean that it's something that you have to do. It's just, and with the particle beams since you're normally engaging at longer distances, you wouldn't normally do that anyways. But since I'm close enough just to be able to hit with my weapons, might as well take advantage of it. Alright. Looks like we're not going to have anybody show up for this one. So let's go ahead and pop on over here to Serpentis 3 and see if we can get one more party. But you do have to lock on to be able to use the targeting mode. Alright. Whoa, what just happened? Alright. And there you have it. So if you watched all the way to the end, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. And I will see you in the next one.